What have you been up to, Rich?
I've been taking a break, but I got my energy back. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
I need,
I think a lot of us just got busy. I know I've been not so busy, so I'm sure you have too.
yeah, I got busy. You got busy. I
Happens.
got busy. We all got busy. But there's
Hey,
people
but
out there that need what we have.
do you think you could have time to maybe meet me at the gate?
I'm Rich Levene, and this is Meet Me at the Gate, where we're not just talking theory, we're tackling real world problems head on, driving solutions that supercharge productivity and team dynamics. Every episode is a journey towards improvement, empowering you, the manager, to lead with innovation and confidence. Join us to transform everyday roadblocks into highways for success.
Exactly.
Hey, but I kind of want to shift gears tonight. So we're always talking auctions. We're going to talk auctions because that's what we do. But I told you one of my goals, I set personal goals for myself this year. I wanted to do 288 workouts. I just completed number 240 this morning. That means I got 48 to go. There's more than 48 days left in the year, so I'm going to hit it. Another goal I put down is I wanted to record 40 podcasts this year. We're going to struggle. I'm just going to flat out say we're going to struggle. We're going to put this shit in high gear. Okay? We're behind. But my last goal that I wrote down where we're not behind on, what I want to tie it in is I told myself I was going to read 18 books. But I'm reading these books and I use the knowledge. I learn from it. It helps me. But we don't ever share it on here. So I thought we'd have some fun. You asked me what book I read. I'll tell you what book I read, what it's basically about. Hopefully, maybe to the point where no one actually has to read the book unless we really get some curiosity. But tell them then how I'm applying it, what we're doing, how they can apply it. And then maybe there's other people out there that have read books that want to jump on here and go, hey, what about this book? Hey, what about that book? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm always down because I love books as well. So I guess the question would be, you said you wanted to read 18, and how
Yep,
many did you say?
I just finished book number 14.
Now, do you buy the physical book, the paper and book, or are you audio only? Which for you?
I do audio because when I'm driving back and forth, when I hit the dead spots and I can't talk on the phone, I listen to books, or I'll take it and listen to it in the gym when I'm working out.
It's 14 out of 18. You're doing good. And what's the current book either you're in the middle of or you finished? Which way you want to go? The one you're in or the one you
Let's
just
do the
finished?
one I just finished because I'm getting ready to start the next one. I haven't started yet, but I
Okay.
just finished reading a book called Upstream by Dan Heath. Dan Heath's a Texan.
Whoa, Dan. Dan, welcome to the Meet Me at the Gate, buddy. Dan Heath, and it's called what's it? Upstream?
Upstream is the name of the book. I believe the subtitle is How to Solve Problems Before They Happen. So a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to be a guest speaker at a utility conference here in Houston about electricity. You know how much I know about electricity?
Don't touch it.
None.
That's what I know. Stay away from it.
So they yeah, don't touch it. Don't put both hands on a wire because you might be. So I go to this panel and the opening guy that's welcoming everybody there throws this book up. I'm like, what a coincidence. I'm out of books. I need another title. So I picked up the book. And in a nutshell, it's basically about what the subtitle is, or maybe I made it up. It's how do you solve a problem before it happened? And with Kirk, you talked about Kirk earlier, and I told you about a 5-hour check-in process. And that all started with one question. How can we eliminate arbitrations? Will this car pass arbitration? Well, that's the end of the line, right? That's the problem. So our whole process has been about how do we move that process? And basically what we're doing is we're moving it upstream. So I'm reading through this book and this guy is laying out frameworks and he's talking about different stories and different places where they've put it to work. And I was going through my head the whole time is, we're doing this. We're doing it. But we're only doing it with one thing, right? We're doing it with arbitration. So it gets me thinking, how do we do the other things? And basically my concept is at an auto auction, you've probably heard this, everybody's like herding cats. It's organized chaos. It's firefighting. You're putting out fires. Well, all that is reacting to problems. But if we reframe it and say, how do we eliminate the problems? How do we move it upstream instead of scrambling and trying to put out fires and trying to like wait for that title to come in and go, oh, by the way, your title's horrible. You know, you need a new title. This is a bad title. We didn't announce this, and having all these messes. How do you move everything up? And you know, that comes into all different kinds of things: culture, blame, turnover, bad luck. You know, is it, well, you know, how many cars arbitrated this week? Oh, we had 5. Well, that's just bad luck. Is it bad luck or is it a bad process? And one of the things is this guy, this author keeps repeating is every system produces exactly the results it was designed for. Think about that for a second.
Every system produces the exact results it was designed for.
Yep.
I said that. That was
Yep.
good.
So in other words, whatever you're doing right now, if it's not giving you the results, there's one of two things. Either you're insane because you're expecting a different result and you're doing the same thing over and over again, or your process sucks. Which is it?
If I would go, yeah,
So
process.
I'm gonna go with the route the process sucks. You think upstream, but no, but here, so you're thinking upstream. I'm thinking upstream. Did Kirk tell any stories when you're there about checking cars in as fast as we are?
This was the response. I'm standing there live. How much does that cost and when can I sign up? When can you be at my auction? That was the answer 4 out of 6.
Yes.
Immediate.
Well, which is
Crazy.
proven through. We've done it, so let's take it. Because a lot of times when I tell people what we're doing, they're like, "No, that's impossible. You can't do that." You're doing what? Yeah, we're doing that. We're checking these cars in this fast, and this is how we're doing. And then, so let's go. Let's talk about some of your stuff, transportation, your wheelhouse. What is it? What is it you do again?
Transport guy. Sorry, transport guy. Yeah,
You know,
you got it.
so how? And you've taught me some stuff. How do you eliminate transportation problems? The car's late. I go, you get, here's my favorite one you taught me about. Hey, Ty, I got 8 cars down at Bob's Used Cars. They're in Thursday's sale. Pick them up Wednesday at 2:00.
Yeah. Hurry up and go get the keys now. It's Monday. Go get the keys quick. Run.
Because what problem are you solving by doing that?
I'm solving multiple problems. Number one, I'm serving the auction, which is also my customer. Not so much really helping the dealer out on this one, but I'm definitely helping myself, right? Because a transport guy generally gets paid per vehicle. So the more vehicles you have, the more money you're going to make.
Oh, no, you're going to get 6. I told you there's 6 down there. You're going to get 6. Just go pick them up Wednesday at 2:00. You'll get all 6, won't you?
You know, I'll usually show up about if I did get the call, I would try to go get the keys. I mean, that's just the kind of guy I am. But if I knew I couldn't get the keys, my next step was to be there Wednesday about 9 a.m.
How
maybe
about
8.
Tuesday at 9 a.m.?
Yeah. Hurry up and go get them. Why? Well, the problem that I'd figured out. So back to Upstream. Okay. Dealer has wholesale inventory, whether that's aging units or trade-ins, that they want to send to the auction. But I learned that the dealer has his buddies, and they're called wholesalers, and they usually show up at a certain time, at a certain day, and they usually buy at least a certain amount of cars. And I saw it. I watched it. I'm like, well, okay, I see how this game goes. So in order for the auction to get more cars, me to get more cars, obviously you're making friends with the dealer. You communicate, you have expectations, you build a relationship with that dealer, and you kind of explain to that dealer, this is kind of how I make money. So if you got 8, I would like to take 8. If it changes, I understand, but at the same time, this slides back into what you've taught me, which is consistency, accuracy, and transparency. You're like, how does that work with the dealer? Well, after talking to a guy like Rich, I didn't really realize this back then because I just met you a couple years ago, but if that dealer is consistent in sending his vehicles to the same auction in the same lane, in the same manner, shape, form, he's going to build a reputation. And if his reputation is good, if he's got the titles, he sets floors, he's there to sell, he's going to get buyers that are going to come to him in that lane and buy his cars. And I don't know, you tell me, you're the auction guy, but I think he's going to end up getting more money than selling it to his buddy out back. Maybe. Maybe not all the time. I've heard plenty of stories where the dealer says, man, I'm really buried in this one. If you could help me out, that'd be great. And the buddy will do it. But at the same time, I've learned a lot about the auction, how that works, and building that
Yep.
consistency, accuracy, and transparency.
Heck yeah.
So Upstream, you said something that kind of, I was like, wait a minute. I thought this 5-hour check-in thing was for the commercial accounts for them to get their cars in the sale faster. Now, I'm sure you've told me this, but I heard you say the 5-hour check-in was because I had a problem in arbitration. So you're kind of throwing me for a little curve, and I know why. I understand why. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, so how does your 5-hour check-in eliminate arbitration or reduce arbitration? You're saying it reduces or eliminates.
Reduces. Hopefully we get to the point where it
Okay.
eliminates. But what it's doing is we're starting with let's take Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Habit number 1, begin with the end in mind. What is the end of the life of a car at auction? It's when it sells, and is it going to go to arbitration or not? As soon as as soon as the buyer gets it back to his lot, or he puts it into PSI, we have to ask the question, is this car going to pass? And then we go through it. Why not move that up and do it before when you're checking the car in? So now we can announce it. So basically we take 2 paths. One, unless the car is perfect as is, as it is in front of you, not perfect as is read, but perfect as it's presented in front of us, it can be run green light. There's no engine problems, no structural problems, no flood, no fire, no title, blah, 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 blah. We're going to run a green light. That's very, very rare. Very rare that happens. Usually something pops up. So we go down 2 paths. What are the announcements we need to put on this car to avoid arbitration? Or what are the repairs we can do to eliminate the announcements to put it through arbitration? And we give everybody, they can take path A or path B, but now we've done it up front. And I think I've discovered a new loophole that may be working in our favor. Local wholesaler says, hey, I heard about your process. I'm going to send you some cars. Sends us 5 cars. We run them through. And he says, I'll give you $500 to repair them. Don't ask any questions. If it's less than $500, do whatever you got to do. I want to make them green light, or if they're green light, I want to try to make them to the next level to be silver certified. Push it up. You got $500 to spend. If it's more than that, call me with an estimate. Sounds just like a fleet customer. Well, so we get his cars in. A couple of them aren't what he thinks they are. Call him up, tell him what it takes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, do it, whatever. Nope, send me that one back. Okay, don't know why. We just said send it back to me. This week, we get some more cars. Says, hey, I'm sending you 6 cars. I want them all silver certified. They can't be silver. I want them green light. Let me know. One comes in. It's got less than 20,000 miles on it. It's less than 1 year old. Think it'd be green light, right? Had 5 codes erased on it. Turbo's bad. Airflow's bad. My aha moment. I don't think this gentleman did any of that. I think he bought another auction, did a PSI. They passed it because it was less than 20,000 miles under factory warranty, saying it's not arbitratable. It's yours. He sends it over to us. We look at it and go, nope, we're not green lighting this because the turbo code and the emission codes are on there, both arbitratable. Even if it's under warranty, the only way out is you fix it, send it to the dealer, or we fix it here to get rid of those codes. Then it's not arbitratable. Oh, can I have that car back? I think he's using our process to be his next check to keep the other auctions on.
Which is a
That's
good
just
thing.
my hypothesis.
Yeah. Well, so we're solving Upstream again, back to the book you're reading. And as you go, you're saying you start with the problem to work your way back up to avoid the problem
Yeah.
or reduce the problem,
Yeah.
make the problem a little less smaller, make it itsy bitsy. So that's what Upstream is. And it's Dan, what's his name
Heath.
again?
Dan Heath.
Everybody, you know the assignment. The assignment now is go read the book.
If you got questions, hit me up on LinkedIn or email me or call me 712-358-1282.
Yeah, this ties into another thing. Okay, so I have a problem. And now
And
with your book, I want you to tell me between your life, which is great, and okay, here's my problem. There's this term, this word that is thrown around quite a bit, and it's kind of an interesting word. It's called leadership, and you're a leadership guy, right?
yeah. But you can't talk about that because
And I
nobody wants
think,
to hear
okay,
it.
how do you exactly? Nobody wants to hear that word, leadership. But I've been
Yeah.
thinking about it a lot. We had a good conversation about that
Stop
word,
saying it.
and I keep thinking about, huh?
Stop saying it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it anymore.
Don't say leadership again.
Stop. I keep thinking of a one guy at a large auction that I kind of barely know. I just know him. Then see him at the auction. Hey, talked to him a couple times. And as I walked through the auction, I I think this is true. Kurt said it 100 times at the conference. As you walk through the auction and you see how clean the auction is, and as you get outside the lanes and you see how the cars are lined up, and as you get back to recon and you see, oh, what happened, right? Meaning, and I used to do this with my truck drivers. I could tell you could line 10 trucks up and line 10 guys up and put them all in different places, and I could tell you which guy was driving which truck based on how he looked. Right? Okay. So I'm thinking about this auction. I'm like, okay, there has to be a problem here because there's nothing from the time you walk through the lanes to the lot to the recon. It doesn't look good. It really doesn't. It is chaos. There's no real structure, no real order. You go back over here to the gate, even more weird stuff. And so when I talk to you a lot and we talk about how you've changed the culture and just under a year and a half, 2 years at an existing auction with existing employees who have been doing it their way for the last 15, 20 years, some of these people. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so somehow we talked about it and you're like, I don't know, what do you think? I'm like, I think you should do it. And the reason I think you should do it is because you're going to put your master's in behavioral science to work and you're going to document this entire process. And one of the things that you do that I'm a little maybe not as faithful as I should be, but you send out, and I'm on the list, but you do weekly videos that you send to your team. I've seen you at the auction. I've been to your auction. I see you on the lot. I've seen you get in cars and move cars. I've seen you at the check-in gate. I've seen you checking cars in. I've seen you interacting with your team, with your people, with your culture. And I've seen, and I talk to you and I ask you on a regular basis, well, how's so-and-so doing? How's Steven doing? And I hear the reply, the response that you give, and I think you now have a tangible product that you say, this is how you change culture. This is how you check cars in. This is how you do it. There was a problem. Upstream, back to the book. There was a problem. The problem is everybody was doing it the way they used to do it.
Yeah.
So when you explain to me as an upstream guy, how can you come in to management and get them on board with changing culture, with engaging with the people that are doing the work? Explain that to me.
Let's go back to what I said earlier. Every system produces exactly the results it was designed for. So if your current situation If you have a bad culture and you're like, damn, these people don't want to work every day, you got a system designed perfectly for that situation. It just is what it is. Okay, so now the problem is you got to look in the mirror and say, is the problem me? I don't understand the process. Is it me as the manager, or is it everybody else? And then you're singing victimese. Oh, Ty's the problem today. Steven's the problem today. Kirk's the problem today. Nah, I think 99 out of 100 times the problem probably is right here. It's in the mirror. You got to look at yourself and figure it out. So, like, a manager is going to say, hey, how do we get through today's sale without any problem? Somebody that's not a manager, that is that other word we said, is going to say, how do we design the culture? How do we design the week? How do we design today so that problems do not exist tomorrow? Okay, one of them super easy. Let's go put out fires, right? How long does it take to put out a fire? A couple hours. But guess what? It's going to keep coming back. Now let's go design a system to prevent fires. I mean, there's one from grade school. I mean, you and I went to school at the same time. You remember the firefighters used to come. We had fire prevention week. That wasn't near as exciting as watching them go put out a fire. It's a lot more fun with the drama. But I told everybody last week in my meeting, I said, hey, look, I know you all got a pet llama named Drama, but leave it at home. Leave drama at home. I don't need your pet llama named Drama here. Let's get rid of it. So that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years, is intentionally working on changing the process. What do we do every day? I send out videos. I hold weekly all-employee meetings that last 15, 20 minutes. I have stand-ups with the team every morning at 9:20. Is it a lot of work? Absolutely. Part of why we skipped, earlier, we got busy, is I got so far into reworking on this culture because it wasn't going as fast as I wanted it to, that I started putting more energy towards that. Now I've got that stuff ironed out. I can get back to having fun with you again. And you bring the best out of me. Just going to say it. We talk, we get on these podcasts, we share our ideas. My brain starts turning, my creative juices start flowing. Now I'm going to go read another book. That's how life works.
I need to figure out, if I'm a manager, if I have a problem, how do I get a hold of you?
712-358-1282. Send me a text. Hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy. Text me.
Between your real life experience that you had and where you're at today, I can bring you in, you can help me, and we can change the culture. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I love, because I've seen it. It works. I mean, it's real. And how do because I always think about, this is not a tangible thing. How do you measure it? But it is tangible, and you have measured it, and you have the data, if you will, to present to somebody. This is how it really works. And you're right. I did hear the part where you said it takes a lot of work, and I think that's the key. So if you're any kind of management, whatever that might be, and you're not afraid of work, I think Rich would be a great guy to help you change culture in your environment.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Meet Me at the Gate. I hope the conversation has helped to fuel your drive and equip you with insights to steer your team towards success. Remember, the road to success is always under construction. And until next time, keep your engines revving and your gas tanks full.